Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, and today we are having a very powerful, I used to call them downloads, but now I'm being told to call them uploads. So we are having an upload today. Up as in what the Divine Feminine, the Divine Matriarch, the Divine Mother, the Holy Spirit, the Shekinah, glory, whatever you want to call her, this is the aspect from which I am speaking, from which I am bringing up from the unconscious into the conscious. That is my purpose. That is what I'm doing. Okay, let's get into it because Spirit was very specific. Mama was very specific about this particular topic, this particular state of consciousness, its current understanding in this time, in this space, in this age. And the topic for today is beauty. In the English word, it is beauty. B-E-A-U-T-Y. Mama wanted me to sound it out with the letter B, the letter U, and the letter T. B.U.T. 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 And then she says, no. Do not B.U.T. B.U.I. B.U.I. Not B.U.T. B.U.I. Not B.U.It. B.U.T.I. B.U.T.I. Again, when we speak of the Divine Mother, beloveds, it is a language. It is a frequency. It is about the alphabet. It is about the signs and the symbols. It is about communication, and it is about your ability to receive her, because she is the mother tongue. She is speech. She is the word. She is the wisdom of the words. Okay? And that is what she wants me to speak today. And you need to catch up through the other videos that I just uploaded, where she began to tell me to pay attention to the word up, U-P. And up was going to be more pronounced in the videos as a way of recognizing this particular flow. This particular flow, once again, is coming from Blue Butterfly Jaguar Woman. It is from the earth. It is the earth and the air. You must understand this. This is old ways. I know for some of you, it will be easy for you to understand because you relate as earth children. So these things that I'm saying, they will resonate within your spirit, and you will recognize them, and you will remember them. For those who are a little bit more cloudy, a little bit more attached to the mind and to the feelings, it will be a little bit harder for you. But wisdom speaks in many ways, and she will speak the way that's best for you. That's what you'll receive. That's what you'll be able to be intimate with and relate to intimately. Okay? Okay, let me keep going, beloveds. And once again, I'm holding this phone, so bear with me. Like I said, it's become, I don't know, part of the journey itself for me to hold it. So it is what it is. I wrote some things down, and I want to get back to the very specific word beauty. B.U.T.I. B.U.T. Beauty. B.U.T. Mama says there is special spiritual significance to the letter T in the English language. In the language period, okay? In the language period. T, the letter T, Tao, is a cross. Remember, cross your T's, dot your I's. That has very specific meaning to the alchemy of language, to the alchemy of understanding yourself, to what you draw to yourself, negative or positive, energy, affirmations, entities, based on what you associate consciously and choose to believe about beauty, B.U.T.I. It is influenced by more of the T than the B or the U. And I know that may sound funny, but this is spiritual phonetics. Let's speak of it that way, she says. Spiritual phonetics. Understand that the letter T has properties, spiritual properties. Understand the letter T has tones. Understand the letter T has a tense, she says. Past, present, and future tense. B.U.T. or B.U.I. or B.U.It. This is still uploading within me. The more of the videos you watch, the more sense it will make to you. It may seem that it's random and just coming out of nowhere, but it is not. It is coming from the depths of spiritual conscious awareness returning through the Aquarian age. It is ancient Mother Earth ways of knowing. And these ancient Mother Earth ways of knowing are needed right now to once again defeat the beastly system that has taken over your consciousness as human beings. Let me keep going, beloveds. There's a lot, and I don't want to lose it. Let me refer to my notes because I did take some notes. B.U.I. In which state of spiritual conscious awareness do you choose to reside? B.U.I. B.U.I. Mama is saying very simply, B.U.I. It's a question. B.U.I. Are you in my image? B.U.I. Or are you in the image of the mind, and the feelings. B.U.T. B.U.T is with that T, that letter T, the tau, the cross, the tau cross. Understand why the Romans crossed that I and made it into a T. They took away the I and made it into a T. Okay? The original stake that Jesus Christ or Christians were crucified on was a straight up and down Stavros stake. Religion turned it into a cross. They turned it into the letter T. B.U.I or B.U.T or B.U.It, I-T. It, a combination of the I and the T. Again, the Trinity is in this. The ancient Trinity, B.U.I, B.U.T, or B.U.It. Mama is speaking directly to a very specific consciousness, state of consciousness that is necessary to overcome, to come up, to rise, to ascend, to raise up, to resurrect itself. This is where the green man keeps coming in. If you notice my posts, Spirit has a lot of hashtags with green man. Green man represents so many different forms of beauty. B.U.I. It is the B.U.I that is most earthly. It is the B.U.I that is most Mother Earth centered. It is the B.U.I, the green man, represents the mother tongue through the masculine. A stag is used for that. Just like a hind or a doe of the deer is used for the female aspect. So when you once again watch the Disney movie Bambi, B.U.I, B.U.T, or B.U.It, look for the 3 different types of spirit that is being identified. Okay? This is what you need to be aware of. It is not so much a physical appearance. It is a spiritual energy. It is a spiritual frequency within a certain spiritual frequency and spectrum. B.U.I. It stays within a certain conscious range. It doesn't fluctuate with the mind and the feelings. It is what it is. It remains beautiful. I advise you to look at other words in other languages, in other ways that are synonymous with the word beauty. And to start using those words in spiritual context to speak of the divine feminine Another thing that came through, beloveds, that came up in the other videos was the revelation of just why the divine feminine is under attack in the spiritual realm of conscious awareness, spiritual conscious awareness. Why that is so-called attacking itself. Okay? Because it is a war against yourself. That's what you're in. Let's make it very clear. Let's make it very plain. What you know about yourself, that is your state of spiritual conscious awareness. It is from that consciousness. And she says, see it as an ocean, see it as a river, see it as a pond, see it as a pool from which you fish, from which you feed yourself, from which you gain knowledge, from which you gain deeper, more expanded awareness of yourself as a spiritual being. You have to eat and drink of that consciousness. And that consciousness has to be beautiful to you. It needs to, no, not it needs to. Your awareness of yourself, your awareness of your own divine beauty, your awareness of your own divine feminine essence. There we go. Your awareness of your divine feminine essence is calling upon you. That is the damsel that needs rescuing from the dragon. Blow my mind, mama, blow my mind. Like I said, these is coming up. It's coming up. And you will recognize what is coming up because of what is already here. And what is already here has been given one way, and it has been teaching over the millennia as stories, fairy tales, television, not tell the truth, but television. And the vision has to use certain words, scripts, prompts, signs, symbols, in order to convey a message. The message has always been spiritual, but there has always been a force, an it, a T, that wants to crucify I. That wants to add to my story with a T instead of a dot. That wants to cross it out. Listen to the words. That wants to cross the beauty of spirit out. By filling that and fill the void that once you do that, because it leaves a void. It leaves a hole. It leaves a longing for the mama. The child longs. The spirit longs for its higher self. Its higher self is the mother that always gave birth to it. That mother is never lost. She may seem to be taken away, but she exists in spirit, and spirit is in every single thing. Even the crisscrossing of words. Even the crisscrossing of words. The mother tongue can never be ripped out, can never be removed from her child. The child may be influenced by a different language, by different stories, with their own narratives and with their own agendas and with their own manifestos. But believe you me, the ability of that spiritual being's conscious awareness to be woken up, to be moved, to be touched, to be summoned, to be called to attention, to focus, to self-knowing. Can never be removed. And that's the mystery. That's the mystery. That's misunderstood as mystery when it is in itself mastery of self. Self-knowledge is self-mastery. Self-knowledge is remembering. It's a family affair. Each genetic imprint is a strand of hair, is a strand of fabric woven, is an antenna, is a receiver of spirit. Mama works in ways of wisdom. Wigs were worn long ago. The wisdom of wigs as justice and as wisdom is told in the way of the judges that sit on benches and with their little wooden hammers, they have wigs on their head, curly wigs, not straight. You know why? The twining, the spiral, the curl pattern goes back to the womb, goes to the fallopian tubes, goes to the guts themselves, the intestines. Goes to the nervous system, goes to the porous fabric of the bones, the connections, the spirals, the little circles you see in the bones. When you get real close, the vining of the leaves in the fall. When you turn the leaf over and you see the vines, you see the veins, you see the straight line, and you see the crosses. Just like you see in the scarab and the beetles. Understand the original language, beloveds. Understand the mother tongue. That which is speaking through you, always speaking to you, always. That which will find beings like Mother with wisdom to speak through, because she's an earth child. Isn't it funny how all her life she has fought against her own inner beauty? And it has manifested itself as an outside affliction to her, to me, to us, to we. And yet here, when she turns 57 years old, all of that changes. And a different consciousness, a different spiritual consciousness, a different awareness of herself as B.U.I is surfacing. And she is surrendering to that spirit. She's answering, yes, yes, I am that. I am that. I am that. I am that. I claim that. I am that. I am B.U.I. And B.U.I is beautiful. And it's not a look. It is a spiritual glow. It is a halo. It is that boomerang to that no. It is the ability to turn on what was turned off. And I want you to know, I'm going to speak on why it was turned off. Because of let's say, divine timing takes in place everything, because everything happens in divine timing. Past, present, and future are one. And what may seem like centuries and ages for us that we term this year, this Aquarian age, that Leo age, that Piscean age, that Taurian age. There is deep wisdom there, but each of those ages held a certain spiritual knowledge that needed to be imprinted upon the beings of that age, that generation, and they need to generate into the next age, into the next phase, and so forth and so on. And each generation feeds upon the past generation's consciousness. You are what you eat. You are what you consume. You are what you know. You become better or more of what you know by the more you consume of it. If you want more B.U.I, you have to consume more B.U.I. B.U.I is the innocence. B.U.I is the original. B.U.I is the intent of creation. B.U.T is the cross, is the betrayal of that B.U.I. It is the conflict that results in or gives birth to the B.U.It. B.U.I.T. That which is both. That which is the B.U.I and that which is the B.U.T. And it becomes B.U.It, B.U.I.T. It becomes the child. The B.U.It is the child of the B.U.I, which is the divine feminine, and the B.U.T, which is the divine masculine, we will say. We will give it that name, simply because most can identify with that name. And if you go back to a couple of videos ago when I spoke of the opposer, when I spoke of Satan, when I spoke of Set in, when I spoke of Saturn, when I spoke of this that revolves, keeps changing its mind, doesn't really know itself, but claims its own beauty. That is its cross to bear. And everything that it became, it began as B.U.I. And this B.U.I ushered in the divine feminine, the Holy Spirit, the Shekinah. And how did it do that? With song, with symphonies, with music, with words. And it became jealous. It became envious of B.U.I's beauty, of her radiance, of her halo, of her glow, of her range, of her ability to receive more than what this entity who was tasked, who was assigned the duty of ushering in her, of proclaiming her, of announcing her. It was given all the information, all the wisdom about her conscious frequency, about her spectrum. And what does a jealous person, jealous thing, what does jealousy do? to that which it is jealous of. It imitates. It pretends to be it. Beauty and the Beast. There's so much there. There's so much in these stories that tell us of visions. And it goes over our heads because why? Because this it, this B.U.T, has made sure that we are so enslaved to our mind and to our feelings as it is, that we become it when it comes to the question B.U.I or B.U.T or B.U.It. And so many are lost in the confusion. It's like a whirlpool. How do you tread the water? How do you swim? How do you get to a side? You choose. Are you your thoughts and your feelings? Do they define you? Is that what your spirit is? Is your spirit limited to thoughts and feelings? Or is your spirit capable of receiving higher frequencies, higher spectrums? Is it able to maintain higher periods of conscious spiritual awareness? Is it capable of expanding that? Which means, can it have intercourse and be intimate with that and become more of that? Can it be fruitful? Can it multiply? Understand that which is called dragon. Understand why the dragon is always after the feminine. It's in the book of Revelations. It's not just a story. It was told in the book of Genesis, I will put enmity between you. That's that cross. The dragon and the woman, the divine feminine, is polar opposites. They are polarities. They are different politics. They are different beliefs. They are different ways of being. One is strictly patriarchal. One is strictly matriarchal. And one is a union, is a divine union of both conscious awarenesses. And it uses each strand to weave a beautiful fabric, a strong fabric of conscious awareness by the tension of the fabric to give it strength. So there are many sides to beauty. That is where you have the wisdom. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This series that has come through with makeup and everything right now is, like I said, it's divine timing, beloveds. Everything that's coming from me and through me and to you is for you to know yourself, for you to choose yourself, for you to have truths to hold up against the lie and to compare and realize and come up with your own revelations, to come up with your own conclusions, to seed your own spiritual conscious awareness, to get yourself pregnant, to have sex with yourself, intercourse daily, spiritual intercourse, that seeds ways for you to navigate your feelings and your thoughts, always back to up, always back to the highest consciousness, beloveds. Do not judge those who are so devoted to carrying their crosses, to bearing their feelings and being their feelings and being their thoughts. That is hell. Hell is very addictive. Suffering is very beautiful to some. Again, remind yourself, unconditional love is truly beautiful because it allows. It allows. It doesn't just sit up there and say, no, 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 no. It says, okay, if that's how you need to learn, I have the patience. And I'm completely confident in my design of your beauty, because you are a reflection of me. You are I, you are B.U.I. But if you want to be B.U.T for a while, and you want to be it for a while, you go ahead. But eventually, you will come home. Eventually, you will realize the truth of who you are and how beautiful you are, because you're made in the image of beauty, because you're made in the divine feminine image. You are an earth child. You came from the beautiful earth. You came from her dirt. Do you know how many millennia, centuries, time and space had to pass? How many other planets and spirits and beings had to exist in order to make up her dirt from which you are made, which makes you beautiful? It's all in you, beloveds. It's in your hands. It's in your hands.